Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for the monthly card readings for each sign. If you enjoy these free readings, you can show your support by donating or purchasing some of my many wares. If you can't afford to purchase anything, you can still show your support by subscribing, thumbs-upping, sharing, or take a second to click on one of the ads. Thank you in advance for your continued support, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Now on to the reading. Hi everyone, before we get to the monthly December reading, I wanted to show you what this kind of looks like. These are the year ahead readings that I'm going to be offering. I did them last year, they're a big hit. This is going to be for the year 2016. It's a video reading, and this is going to be the layout. It goes by quarters. The first quarter is January, February, March. This is not necessarily January, February, March. It's just the first 3 months overview, then the next 3 month overview, the next 3 month overview, next 3 month overview, and then I'll pick one animal totem card for you. This reading is for the year of 2016, and as a video reading that's private, you'll be able to watch it over and over again. I did them last year. It was a big hit. And also with the holidays coming up, be sure to check out my Redbubble site for a lot of great gifts. Okay, on to the reading. Hello Cancer, thanks for joining me for the December 2015 Tarot Scopes with Animal Totem. And we're going to use the Hanson Roberts Tarot, and then we're going to pull a card from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards, which are my own creation, and you can pick that up for yourself if you like them. Alright, ooh, this one already is going the wrong way. Well, that's you. What is going on for Cancer for December 2000? I was going to say 2012. Well, oh, by the way, everybody, a bunch of people come up with really good names for these cards that come out. On the last videos I was asking about it, and I had a lot of good ones, including enthusiasts, hangers, poppers, jumpers, peepers, volunteers, leaping love notes, and leapers. So those are all really good. I don't know which one I want to use, or maybe I'll use all of them at different points. So here's the whole road. Just came right out, didn't it? This is for Moon Children, Cancers, 2000. I want to say 2012 again. Alright, since twice I almost said 2012 with you guys, I think for some of you, you got to think back to 2012. Because maybe something happened then, and it's coming up again now, or there's some culmination of it now, because this twice I almost said 2012. This time I almost said 2010. Shh, fast forward here, Rick. We're in 2015. Oh, and it's almost over. Who can believe that? Well, first card out was King of Cups. That's you. If you've never watched my readings, on the court cards for these general readings, you know, it could be anybody. Male, female. I'm not going to say that this is necessarily a man in these general readings. I'm going to refer to him as a man, because he shows as a man in the card, but it very well could be a woman. Again, I really kind of feel like it's you, because it's the water sign person. Scorpio, the Cancer, the Pisces. So you're the Cancer, it could be you. The one thing that about a king is they've achieved some level of mastery. So they're not a novice, they're not childish, they are, you know, fulfilled is coming to mind, but that's not really what I was trying to say. But maybe fulfilled. They're more experienced, you know. And there is something, the stress card is right next to you. Well, you know, they call it, in the Western and U.S. and everything, we call it Stressmas sometimes. You know, it can be a stressful time around the holidays, but whatever particularly you've been a little stressed out about, you do have Chariot following right after that, so that's sweet. Chariot is the highest success card in the deck. It's one of the best cards in the entire deck. It's the Phoenix rising from the ashes. So, you know, the second row here also, there's some stuff, you know, that looks like, you know, something you're not letting go of, or, you know, it's a little bit of an energy of beating a dead horse, to be honest. You have Death in Reverse. Death in Reverse is something that's going to die no matter what. It's time to let it go. But in reverse, it's like you're holding on, you don't want to let it go. Fool in Reverse. Fool in Reverse is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Saying you're making this new beginning, but really it's just the same thing over again, you know. So these two are kind of tied together here. So it could even be, well, maybe you're going to end something Could be anything. Maybe it's a job, a business. It could be a relationship. You're going to end it, and then you're going to start another one that's just the same thing. So you really aren't changing anything. You're just changing the circumstances and the people involved, but doing the same thing over and over again. And, you know, as Einstein says, that is the definition of insanity. Doing things, same thing over and over again, and expecting a different result. So if you decide to do the same thing all over again, your ship is not coming in. There's stress about money. And even more than that, stars in reverse. Stars, your spirit guides, angels, guardians, whatever you want to call it. God parent, God's fairy godmothers, whatever you want to call it. It's the spiritual realm of energy that looks out for you, looks after you, is trying to guide you. Your higher self, whatever you want to call it. So when stars in reverse, it is again that it's saying, you know, we're not leading you down this path. This isn't your divine purpose here. This is something that you are doing or have been doing. And it is going to lead. Both of these cards are very much about stress. And as a matter of fact, this one is too. Struggle, stress, worry, you know. So you don't have to do this, though. I mean, we live in a free will universe. You have a free will. There's other things you can do. Chariot is here, though. Chariot says you can rise above the ashes. This could also be like an ongoing pattern that you've already been locked into, and now you're like, I'm ready to make a break from this. I'm just ready to make a break from this thing. I'm not gonna do this same thing all over again. I really do want to go down a different path. I really do want to go a different direction. And it's hard. It can be hard. Death in reverse says it's hard. It's hard to let it go. It's hard to go in a different direction. And it can be. For some of you, because I have a journey card, this is also a card of possibly, you know, just the journey of your life and moving out of the turbulent waters and towards the smoother sailing, and the goals are within reach. You're going to get to where you're going. And that can be true, but sometimes when we get these two together, we've got two journey cards together, Six of Swords and Chariot. That could say that you are going to be actually traveling. You know, and both of these cards are very favorable too, and Seven of Cups is there too. So Seven of Cups could be like it's saying your dreams are coming true. So maybe it's your dream vacation. You're going to get to go on your dream vacation for some of you. Maybe you are going to land some gig or some job, and it's going to allow for travel or require relocation. That could be too. Another thing is, people during the holidays, there's a lot of traveling to see family and stuff like that, so it could be like that. So if you're thinking like, am I going to be able to take this trip or do this journey or this actual traveling, they're saying yes, or you can do it, or you're going to do it, or it'll turn out well for you. That's the positive in this thing. The other thing I was going to mention is with the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is your dreams can come true, but you know, it's about kind of getting past the mechanics of it all. You know, I mention this a lot, but it's true. You know, don't say, well, focus on what you really want, the final result. Don't say, well, I want this and this and this to happen just in this way, and this has got to happen, and this has got to change, and this is how it's only can be this way. This is the only way it'll work out. Well, maybe that's the only way that you can see in your brain, in your head, in your monkey mind. You know, that's the only thing you can see because you're only in your head. But if you open to spirit, there's so many things that you would never dream of in heaven and earth, of ways things could happen. So you got to release a narrow point of view about how things must be or things must happen. You know, it's like cancers, those crabs on the beach. They grab onto something and they don't want to let it go, you know. So you got to let that go a little bit. Open those tentacles, or what are those things called? Claws or whatever they are. Pinchers, you know, open those pinchers up a little bit and let some more flow in, because you guys are all very psychic. You all are, you know, and you can tune into stuff like that. But if you get too much in your head, which is what this card is about, and too much in worry and stress, and how's it going to happen? Well, yeah, that's great. How's it going to happen? How's it going to happen? Don't worry about how. Throw the how out. Just focus on where you want to be. Visualize and dream yourself being there. And it could happen. It could totally happen. And there could be big changes. You know, again, the journey cards, but both of these cards are also very much symbolic of, you know, getting over something, getting over the hump, getting past something, moving forward towards what you really are wanting. Some of you might be going to Egypt or something. I don't know why, but those Sphinx things on the card are really standing out to me a lot. Or maybe that just has some other meaning to you, but I was really picking up Egypt. Well, Sphinx, I'm seeing that part of the card was just really, really popping at me. Or, you know, maybe it's something completely different. Maybe you're going to go to a museum where those things are, or somebody's home who has those type of decorations around. Who knows? But that was really popping out to me. What do we know about the Sphinx? That might be something to investigate further. It's the head of the pharaoh on a lion's body. But there's a lot of controversy about that too. They think that it was probably built on later. The head of the pharaoh, whatever this guy was, built on later. And of course there's the secret chamber under there and everything that they think that there's some kind of... Edgar Cayce used to speak about it, that there's some kind of magical thing buried in that chamber there. I mean, maybe that has something to do with it, or maybe it doesn't, but that was really standing out to me. Yeah, so visualize what you want. You can do it. Don't worry about how, who, what, where. Don't try to force it. Don't give up on your dreams and just go back to the same old thing thinking, well, screw it, it's never going to happen. It's too late. I give up. I'm doomed. Not doomed is a strong word, but I'm, you know, this is my destiny. This is my lot in life, to be in this on this path. Well, Star is saying it's definitely not. It's definitely not your lot in life. And also, maybe some people are giving up. You know, just saying, well, my prayers are never answered. I don't, you know, I give up on that. No. They're there. They're hearing you. The third thing is to, with them, the spirits being there and the spirits hearing you, like I've been talking about a lot of times for people who have lost loved ones. These holiday seasons can be pretty rough. So know that they're there. All you have to do is have an ear to listen. You know, get out of your head and into your heart. You know. Because you're in the upright position. Whatever your plan is, it's absolutely executable. It's absolutely can happen. And, you know, Chariot sometimes says it could even be more than you thought it could be. You know, you could be more successful than you're even striving for. But sometimes it's like, well, if you stick on this path, it's just never going to happen. If you go another way, it could just, you know, blow up your world in a good way. But death in reverse is here, so it is time to make a change. You know, that's the biggest message that I'm getting. But you're in the upright position. You know, that's one more thing I want to say before we do the animal. You know, you as the king, or as the mature adult, that's another reason why this stuff isn't going to work anymore for you. Because you're wiser now. You're older. You're wiser. You're coming at it from a different perspective. You're not the same person you were back here, and when all this stuff, you know, when you set up this path for your life, as you grow and change, your ideas and everything broadens, and you want bigger, you know, you mature. It's just like looking at things from a level of maturity, which you're there, you know, and the master of your domain kind of too, right? Alrighty then, so let's take a look at these cards. I want to mention too, a lot of people have been asking me for a long time to get on Facebook because they don't use Google+. So I do have a Facebook page. You'll see the link below. And I'll be posting everything so you can get notified on Facebook when I post the readings. And I'm sure I'll be posting other stuff too as time goes on. The best way to get notified when I do the readings is down here in that subscribe button. So you could do that. But I know a lot of you don't check that email that you use for YouTube. Like, you know, I don't either. And also up at the top you can get that info about all my stuff, the book, this deck, the Redbubble site, which it's, you know, holiday time, people are buying gifts. A lot of cool, interesting, unusual gifts you can find on Redbubble. Alright, what is going on for Cancer for December? Ox. I'm going to put it up here in case I forget to edit it in later. I know there's one I did it earlier and I know I didn't do it. Okay, but let's see here. Take a look at the card because I want you to, you know, I want you to vibe on it. Look at it. Okay, here's what I wrote. Strength, endurance, patience, presence, clearing of karma, accepting what is, standing strong, plowing through. Elimination creates space for magic. Well, that is totally true here. Elimination, that's the death, you know. You got to eliminate something. create space for magic, and the star will bring the magic in. You know, I wish I had put smoke coming out of his nose. I don't know if you've seen, I've told this story a few times on this card, but I was getting animal totems coming out the wazoo when I was creating this deck, and if you've been watching me since last year, the hawk flew in the window. I mean, stuff like that was happening like crazy. You know, these animals are crazy animals. They're just showing up everywhere. And I'd be like, okay, and I kept wanting to cut it down, and I almost eliminated this ox I don't know how many times. I was like, well, I can take ox out. You know, what's ox? This thing, he's like, I'm not going anywhere. It's like he grunts or he makes noises, you know. He's like I'm not giving up. You can't, you know, and perseverance is so strong with them. And I think this kind of correlates back to you being the king, you know, you being the, you know, nobody can really mess with you unless you let them. You know, nobody can ruffle your feathers or knock you off your center or knock you off your balance unless you allow it. If you don't allow it, then you know they can come at you all they want, and you're not going to be affected by it. And you know, that's what you know, this ox is, and also just like sticking to what you want to do. Sticking to what you really want to do, not some lesser version of it. Don't settle for some lesser version of it, you know, to just try to appease people or fit in or out of, don't come from a place of power. Don't come from a place of stress or worry, you know. Come from a place of power. All right. And that's the step to true mastery. That's what I just heard. Hey, Cancer, Moon Children, thanks so much for all your support in 2015. Check out the Year Ahead video reading if you want, and I also have that past life reading, all that stuff you can find under that info page. Thank you all for supporting me through liking, sharing, commenting, donating, which is what keeps these videos free, you know, by the donations I receive. It's so appreciated. Remember your love and beauty incarnate. Have a great holiday season, and I'll see you in the new year.